Hey everybody. Hello first time viewers. Thank you for so much for clicking, and subscribers, thank you so much for watching. As always, I appreciate your support. You guys are so amazing and you keep me going. You guys are so awesome. So as the title says, media controls you, they hope. Now do they or don't they is a whole different question, but they hope that they control you. So let's go back into the 1970s and let's listen to the CIA out of their own mouths how they are trying and have been trying to control what you think since the 1970s.
I thought that it was a matter of real concern that planted stories intended to serve a national purpose abroad came home and were circulated here and believed here, because this would mean that the CIA could manipulate the news in the United States by channeling it through some foreign country. Now we're looking at that very carefully.
Do you have any people being paid by the CIA who are contributing to a major circulation American journal?
We do have people who submit pieces to American journals.
Do you have any people paid by the CIA who are working for television networks?
This, I think, gets into the kind of getting into the details, Mr. Chairman, that I'd like to get into in an executive session.
At CBS, we had been contacted by the CIA. As a matter of fact, by the time I became the head of the whole news and public affairs operation in 1954, ships had been established, and I was told about them and asked if I'd carry on with them.
We have quite a lot of detailed information, and we will evaluate it, and we will include any evidence of wrongdoing or any evidence of impropriety in our final report and make recommendations.
Do you have any people being paid by the CIA who are contributing to the National News Services, AP and UPI?
Well, again, I think we're getting into the kind of detail, Mr. Chairman, that I'd prefer to handle in executive session.
Senator, do you think you named the news organization?
That remains to be decided.
I think it was entirely in order for our correspondents at that time to make use of CIA agent chiefs of station and other members of the executive staff of CIA as sources of information which were useful in their assessments of world conditions.
Would you say that continues today?
Well, I would think probably for a reporter it would continue today, but because of all of the revelations of the period of the 1970s, it seems to me that a reporter's got to be much more circumspect in doing it now, or he runs the risk of at least being looked at with considerable disfavor by the public. I think you've got to be much more careful about it.
That's why I'm a conspiracy theorist. Everybody's a conspiracy theorist. They've been pumping this stuff through the mainstream media, the CIA, for years and years, since at least I mean, that was a trial that took place in the 1970s, and they've been saying it along every time. Well, conspiracy theorists are crazy, and you got people who do this and say this, but it's wrong and wrong. That's how they work. I mean, they've been pumping the information through all the sheeple's minds for over Jeezy Pete's. I think that's the 1975, and 100% sure. We're talking close to 40 years. It's pumping it through their heads. Anybody who thinks differently, anybody says that we're in on anything, the CIA, the government, CIA, oh, they're crazy, and they just pump it, and they pump it, and they pump it, and they pump it through. And look how it works. Now what you're looking at here, can you guys see? I'm on a tripod today. Can you see? Yes, you can. Okay. Now what you're looking at is this was posted on the BBC over the Memorial Day weekend. There was a massacre in Syria. Over 100 people were killed. And this is what the BBC posted on, and they not advertised, but they showed on their channel and all this kind of stuff like that on their TV channel, and blah blah blah. Syrian massacre in Honolulu or Hula condemned as outrage grows. Now, you cannot find this article showing this picture except for in the mobile section, which I'm not exactly sure what that means. Just something I read. But they took it down because they knew they got busted red-handed, because all this right here, and I'll put this below so you guys can read for yourselves, all this text on the right-hand side of this picture is this guy saying, hey, they're using a picture I took back in Iraq from 2003, and they're saying that it's today. Nope. That's why they took this down, because they got busted red-handed using a picture that's close to 10 years old. Because they think everybody's so stupid. They think everybody's so stupid. They go, we can just recycle images and recycle this and recycle that, and we're going to formulate public opinion saying we need to go over to Syria and kill everybody and or not kill her. Well, you know what I mean. Take it over because they're doing so bad. It's the same image from 10 years ago they're using today, and they took it down because they got busted red-handed using recycled stuff. Now, let's do this to show how they are all, every one of them, are reading from a script that's prepared by the CIA or who knows, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the Bilderbergs, the Illuminati, the Elite, whatever you want to call them. Let's see it in action.
Talk show host Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope on late-night television.
Conan O'Brien may be able to push the envelope on late-night television.
Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope on late-night television.
Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope on late-night television. Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope on his late-night television.
Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope on late-night television.
Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope on late-night television.
Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope on late-night TV.
Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope on late-night television.
Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope on late-night television.
Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope once again on late-night TV.
Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope on late-night television.
Conan O'Brien is looking to push the envelope on late-night television.
Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope on late-night TV.
Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope on late-night television.
Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope on late-night television.
Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope on late-night television.
Conan O'Brien may be preparing to push the late-night envelope.
You like that? Now let's watch how they try to manipulate and change your point of view. This is how they hope, because remember, they hope to God that it works. Now this is how they try to change and they try to focus and manipulate your opinion. If you guys have not seen that last video, the CIA video, or this one coming up, I'm telling you right now, I'm glad that I'm just excited that you get to see this for the first time, because I was so ecstatic when I saw this. You're about to give a whole lot of people a really tough situation to argue themselves out of.
Back to our top story for a moment, and to be honest, it's very likely tomorrow night's top story and the next night. The once every 4 years Iowa caucuses. We're all watching what happens there because so much rides on the people of Iowa.
For a state with fewer than 3 million residents, Iowa packs a big political punch.
It is not only the first test, it's the first real test after months and months of talking.
Iowa caucus voters do care about who's going to win in November. Iowa caucus voters do care about who's going to win in November.
Iowa will play a huge role in the 2008 race.
This is the big day in Iowa. It is the big caucus day in Iowa.
You have more influence on who the next president of the United States is going to be than anybody else.
So what effect, if any, do you think that tonight's numbers, the results of the caucus are going to have on the upcoming primaries in New Hampshire?
Huge. I mean,
And that, as clearly as anything else, speaks to the importance of the Iowa caucuses just 6.5 weeks from today.
Nomination. I think Mike Huckabee wins Iowa pretty cleanly and goes on to get the Republican nomination.
We've got a chance to make history on January 3rd. Be a part of it. Make sure to show up to caucus. Let's go change the world.
if you win this election,
Yeah, you change
the rules of modern American politics.
That's what's on the line tomorrow night.
Barack Obama, the senator from Illinois, the junior senator from Illinois, has won the Iowa caucuses, the Democratic caucuses in Iowa, the first big test of the 2008 presidential campaign. I'm telling you, Keith, history, this is Lexington and Concord. This is going around the world right now.
Cussing Chris Matthews. That guy is such a...
They said this day would never come.
Because tonight what we have seen is a new day in American politics. It starts here in Iowa, but it doesn't end here. It goes all the way through the other states and ends at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Every one of you gall-forsaken... Now, let's flash forward. Sorry, this is so dumb. And people argue in the face. They'll say, well, you know what you were talking about because it's so ridiculous. I mean, it's cussing
How much
ridiculous.
are the Iowa caucuses really like the rest of how we vote in America? How democratic is the Iowa system?
To your family, to your friends, this video does not matter, and I do not understand why. I mean, I do because they just... Sorry, I don't mean to get in the way, but they do not care, and this is stupid.
If Ron Paul wins, some Republicans are going to say, who cares about Iowa?
Do you think that it is American in the modern era that Iowa gets to go first?
And I think we might actually be seeing something bigger in the works here, the demise of Iowa.
The hard truth here is that Ron Paul winning Iowa itself would not matter very much.
If Ron Paul wins here, what then?
Well, the Ron Paul people are not going to like my saying this, but to a certain degree it will discredit the Iowa caucuses.
But I wonder if there is an extent to which the organizational principle of Iowa does make it not only less democratic, less representational, but a little bit more corrupt. I mean,
if Ron Paul wins, then what? Go to New Hampshire and start from scratch.
Iowa doesn't matter. At the end of the day, Iowa doesn't matter.
Start from scratch in New Hampshire.
Totally agree with that. It would make the caucuses mostly irrelevant, if not entirely irrelevant, if Paul wins.
That result would also mean roughly nothing to the rest of the presidential race.
He doesn't like Ron Paul, and he's not going to like Iowa if they have the bad judgment to vote for this guy.
All this noise is going to come to an end relatively soon. Maybe Ron Paul wins Iowa, but who cares? Maybe Ron Paul wins Iowa, but who cares?
Yeah, I'm going to say that House Democrats are the winners.
Iowa is not only a weird system for picking somebody, they are a non-representational system in this.
I think Iowa may lose its power politically if they do that this time.
What does it say about Iowa? So if I was chairman of the Iowa Republican Party, I'd be a little concerned here that the state's credibility is being undercut.
If Iowa took him seriously and Iowans took him seriously, maybe we shouldn't take Iowa all that seriously.
Let's not even talk about what happens in Iowa. Let's not even talk about what happens in Iowa. If Ron Paul wins Iowa, we just take it out.
I mean, you guys decide for yourself. I'm not trying to influence you. It's ridiculous. You guys try to decide for yourself. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it.